Okay, so let's dive into this ancient courtroom drama. Imagine standing there. Your city is on the verge of total collapse, and your life literally hangs on whether people believe the words you're saying came directly from God. This isn't just some dusty old story. It's an incredible, high-stakes look at courage, political maneuvering, and that razor-thin line between being a hero or being executed as a traitor.
I mean, seriously, what do you do? This was the exact high-stakes dilemma facing the prophet Jeremiah in Jerusalem, around 609 BC. You've got the Babylonian Empire breathing down everyone's necks, and the political climate is just explosive. And Jeremiah's message? It's all about impending doom, a flat-out warning that the city is going to fall. And the people in charge? Oh, they weren't just a little unhappy. They saw his words as treason, plain and simple.
All right, so picture this. The scene is the temple courts, which is the religious and social heart of the entire nation. Jeremiah has just finished delivering this absolutely scathing prophecy, and now he's surrounded. The religious establishment, the priests, the court prophets, they are furious. I mean, they're supposed to be the guardians of the temple, and in their minds, Jeremiah has just committed the ultimate sin. They're demanding his execution. You could cut the tension with a knife.
So, faced with a death sentence, Jeremiah doesn't panic. He doesn't take back a single word. Instead, he delivers what might be one of the most incredible legal defenses in all of history. It's honestly a masterclass in how to handle a crisis. Let's break down exactly how he does it.
This right here is the absolute core of his strategy. Notice, he doesn't apologize, he doesn't backtrack, he doesn't argue about his tone. He makes one simple, incredibly powerful claim: I have a divine commission. He's basically saying, hey, don't look at me, I'm just the messenger. This message comes straight from God, so your real argument is with him, not with me. It's a brilliant move that completely reframes the entire trial.
And then he does something absolutely incredible. He pivots from defending himself to making a plea for his accusers. He offers them a way out. He says, amend your ways, and the Lord will relent. This proves the judgment he's talking about isn't some fixed, unchangeable fate. It's a conditional warning. You see? He's not just trying to save his own skin. He is still, at this very moment, desperately trying to save the city.
Now, this isn't a statement of despair. It's not him giving up. It's this profound act of faithful surrender. By putting himself completely in the court's hands, he proves he's not some political rebel trying to start an uprising. He's just a man who trusts God with the outcome, whatever it is. It's such a powerful way to show he's sincere, and it totally disarms their accusations that he's committing sedition.
His final warning is really the linchpin of his whole defense. He tells them, if you put me to death, you will bring innocent blood upon yourselves. Now, this isn't a threat, it's a legal statement, and it's grounded in their own laws. He's reminding them that killing a true messenger of God has catastrophic, citywide consequences according to the very covenant they all claim to live by.
And, remarkably, it works. The civil authorities, the princes, and all the people who are basically acting as the jury, they're convinced. In this stunning turn of events, they actually overrule the powerful religious leaders who wanted him dead. They declare him not guilty, saying he has spoken in the name of the Lord our God.
But hold on, the trial isn't quite over yet. Just as that initial verdict comes in, a new group steps forward to really cement the decision. The elders of the land, these respected civic leaders, they get up and they're about to transform this emotional case into one that's based on solid legal precedent. You see, they know that feelings are running high, and a verdict based just on emotion can be overturned pretty easily. So what do? They reach back into their own nation's history. They bring up the case of another prophet who spoke a similarly harsh message more than a century earlier. This is a brilliant move that turns a potential witch hunt into a reasoned historical debate.
And this timeline they lay out illustrates their point perfectly. They remind everyone about the prophet Micah, who declared that Jerusalem would become a pile of rubble. I mean, those are words just as severe as anything Jeremiah said. But what did the king at the time, King Hezekiah, do? He didn't execute Micah for treason. No, he listened, he repented, and guess what? God spared the city. The elders are showing everyone that a harsh prophecy doesn't automatically mean it's a false one. The key variable is how the king responds.
So their argument is just simple and incredibly powerful. The right way to respond to a divine warning is with repentance, not with retaliation. They're basically arguing that King Hezekiah's response is the gold standard, and that killing Jeremiah would be a foolish, self-destructive act that would only guarantee the very judgment they're all so afraid of.
Okay, so just when we think Jeremiah is safe, he's got a not guilty verdict, he's backed up by this powerful historical precedent, the story takes a dark and chilling turn. A counter-precedent gets introduced, reminding everyone of the very, very real danger that is still lurking in that courtroom.
This comparison just makes the stakes crystal clear. We learn the story of another prophet, a man named Uriah, who delivered the exact same kind of message as Jeremiah. But Uriah's audience was a different king, the current reigning monarch, Jehoiakim. And as we're about to see, the leader's reaction changes everything. So unlike Hezekiah's humble repentance, King Jehoiakim's immediate reaction is just rage and violence. He doesn't stop to think about the message, he just wants to eliminate the messenger. Uriah, fearing for his life, does the only sensible thing he can. He gets out of the country and seeks refuge in Egypt. But Jehoiakim's fury knows no borders. This wasn't some crime of passion. This was a premeditated international operation. He sends an extradition team all the way to Egypt. They capture Uriah, they bring him back, and the king himself executes him, adding the ultimate insult by having his body thrown into a common grave, denying him a proper burial.
So now this story of Uriah just hangs heavy in the air of the courtroom. It's a stark, terrifying reminder that the right verdict was only one possibility. With King Jehoiakim still on the throne, a different mood, a different outcome in court could have easily led to Jeremiah sharing Uriah's exact fate, regardless of what any jury decided.
And this brings up the critical question, right? If the legal system was so fragile, so dependent on the whims of whoever was in power, what made the difference for Jeremiah? How did he manage to walk free when Urijah didn't?
Well, the verdict wasn't just secured by brilliant legal arguments or historical precedents. The text gives us one last crucial detail: the political protection of a powerful and righteous man named Ahikam, the son of Shaphan. You see, Ahikam came from a family with a long, respected history of supporting reform in the kingdom. So at that critical moment, he used his significant political influence to act as a shield, making sure that even after the official verdict, Jeremiah wasn't just handed over to an angry mob. It just goes to show that in a volatile system, the actions of a single courageous individual can mean the difference between life and death. So in the end, Jeremiah's survival was this complex interplay of factors, a true masterclass in navigating a crisis. It required his own unwavering courage, the wisdom of elders who actually remembered their history, the integrity of civil leaders who dared to defy the religious establishment, and finally, that personal protection of a brave friend in a very high place. And this ancient story leaves us with a provocative and, let's be honest, a very modern question. It forces us to think about how we react when we hear difficult messages or uncomfortable truths. Do we respond like King Hezekiah, with humility and a willingness to change? Or do we respond like King Jehoiakim, with anger and a desire to just silence the messenger? The answer to that question reveals an awful lot about our own character and about our own times.